often remembered today as a hero and fierce resistor of British colonialism. But for the people of Kerala in the late 18th century, the Tiger of Mysore was a nightmare. This map of the Indian subcontinent shows why. The Malabar coast was the gateway to the global spice trade, and capturing these ports was a financial necessity to bankroll his expanding military state. To secure this wealth, Tipu launched a brutal campaign into Malabar. His primary objective was total economic control, leaving little room for the freedom fighter narrative often assigned to him. Historical records detail a trail of mass displacement. Thousands of Nayars, the region's martial class, were forcibly deported, while hundreds of temples were destroyed and their treasures confiscated to fill the Mysorean treasury. The approaching army sparked such panic that Guruvayur temple priests secretly unearthed their sacred Krishna idol. These smuggled the deity south to the kingdom of Travancore, hiding it to save it from the advancing forces. By 1789, Tipu had consolidated his hold on Malabar. Only one obstacle remained in the south, the kingdom of Travancore. The focus on seizing ports and liquidating local temple wealth reveals a clear motive. Tipu's entry into Kerala was less about resisting the British and more about a calculated imperial conquest designed to fuel his own regional hegemony. The ruler of Travancore, Dharmaraja, saw the destruction in the north and prepared for the inevitable. He offered asylum to Tipu's enemies and chose to build a massive defense rather than wait for an invasion. His solution was the Nedumkotta, or the Travancore lines. This 48-kilometer fortification stretched from the Western Ghats to the Arabian Sea, severing the peninsula. It utilized a defense in depth, a massive clay and stone barrier fronted by deep ditches, reinforced by bastions housing heavy cannons. In December 1789, Tipu Sultan arrived. He marched toward these lines with an army of 30,000 men and 20 guns, expecting his superior numbers to make short work of the wall. Travancore had engineered a massive geographical choke point. By forcing Tipu to attack this narrow, fortified front, they effectively neutralized his ability to use his vast army in the open field. The clash was immediate and savage. Tipu's expectation of a quick victory vanished against the organized resistance of the defending Nayar Brigade, who engaged the invaders in brutal close-quarters combat. Tipu's forces eventually managed to breach a section of the wall, but the success was an illusion. Once inside, they found themselves strategically trapped, unable to advance further into the heart of Travancore territory. The battle dragged on for months, facing thousands of casualties, and the failure to capture any major forts. The Mysore army was eventually forced into a chaotic retreat back toward the breach. During the scramble to escape, Tipu himself fell into the defensive ditches of the Nedumkotta. He escaped with his life, but he abandoned his palanquin, his personal sword, his dagger, and his ring, all recovered by the defenders as trophies of his defeat. The supposedly untouchable tiger had been physically broken and publicly humiliated. A smaller, well-prepared defending force had stopped the Mysorean expansion in its tracks. The assault on the wall gave the East India Company the legal opening they awaited. Because Travancore was a protected British ally, the invasion invoked mutual defense treaties that brought the company's full military weight into the conflict. Governor-General Lord Cornwallis treated the attack as a de facto declaration of war. He used Tipu's aggression to launch the Third Anglo-Mysore War, shifting the British from a defensive posture to a full-scale offensive. A grand coalition formed. The British, Marathas, and Nizam converged on Mysore from three sides. In 1792, a defeated Tipu signed the Treaty of Seringapatam, losing half his empire, including the Malabar districts he had invaded to secure. The irony was absolute. Tipu's obsessive quest to monopolize the wealth of the coast ended with him permanently losing his access to the sea. Tipu Sultan's campaign in Kerala was a catastrophic imperial blunder. By prioritizing a violent expansion over regional diplomacy, he destroyed his own kingdom's defenses and handed the keys of South India directly to the British Empire.